I don't know whether access to information at the family level is smoother. So we should not just be pointing fingers at institutions. Where we come from, within the first cell of association, the family, is accessing information easy. The fact that even the UN itself considered to designate a day to mark universal access for information, it tells you that access to information is a global concern, a very serious concern.
Today we are here to celebrate the International Day on the Universal Access to Information, a day celebrated to reflect on the progress and the gains, challenges and opportunities since the implementation of the access to information laws in different parts of the country. In Kenya, 3 institutions have come together to host this event in Nairobi: Katiba Institute, the Media Council of Kenya, and the Commission on Administrative Justice.
You know, we've spoken a little bit about the importance that this day has in terms of access to information, but also just generally the rights in our Constitution. The fact that access to information underpins our rights in the Constitution, and that everything flows from information, that in order for there to be any accountability, we need to have information. We need to be able to know what is happening. We need to be able to demand that accountability based on the right to information.
On this International Day for Universal Access to Information, we commend the progress Kenya has made in turning this right into reality. Norway remains committed to working with Kenya through government, civil society, and communities to strengthen access to information. Together, we can ensure that citizens are not only informed, but also empowered to hold institutions accountable and to shape a transparent, inclusive future. In our engagement with the communities, a recurring issue is lack of clarity around where to address access to information requests, and delayed or entirely absent responses. This reflects systemic weaknesses, requiring targeted efforts to ensure this right is meaningfully upheld.
The biggest challenges we face, and I want to throw this back to journalists, is that matters critical as an International Day for Access to Information, we reduce it to personalities and what, who, and who said. I will urge that the media moves beyond the event day and the personalities who came to dissect the really practical information that is relevant to the Kenyans and all that.
We, particularly we as public officers, have been given a responsibility to actually, which we hold on behalf of the Kenyan public. And therefore, in all what we do, we must always endeavor to be accountable in whatever we do and to also let the public know. And that way we are accountable for our decisions and also are transparent.
One of the ways in which communities can use digital, I think the digital platforms to enhance access to information would be firstly access to that digital platform. Most of the communities do not have access to data, to phones, or even to the resources in order to access that information, for them to now go to the second step of requesting for that information. So accessibility must be across board for us to move from analog to more digital, to allow communities to participate in matters related to environmental access to justice. And this can be seen, for example, where they're called to do public participation online, and most of them report to us that they have no data. So how are they supposed to access such facilities? So if the different agencies who are running or private bodies that have to run public participation meetings or meetings with the community can think out of the box in how to include them, especially in areas where accessibility is lacking of the digital platforms.
Environmental information is foundational to the exercise of fundamental human rights. Climate shocks, water insecurity, and land use change are not distant policy abstractions. They are lived realities for Kenyans.
Access to accurate and timely climate information, including early warning systems, is particularly important for communities' adaptation and resilience to adverse effects of climate change that are characterized by cyclic droughts and floods.
Kenya, like the rest of the world, is focusing on the impacts of climate change, biodiversity loss, and environmental degradation. The government has made ambitious commitments, including the ambition to plant 15 million trees by 2032, scaling up clean energy to 100% by 2030. This day is not just a celebration, it's also our reminder of our shared commitment to the constitutional right to access to information, which is enshrined in our Constitution, Article 35, and also operationalized by the Access of Information Act of 2016. Access to information is not a privilege. It's a right that underpins accountability, transparency, participation, and good governance.
It's actually useful for us to remind ourselves of how we use the right to access to information and how we engage in that as well. Accountability can really only come if we demand it, right? I just again want to say thank you. It's really inspiring to see you all here. It's really important. We really appreciate it, together with the partners that we're doing this event here today.